What's up, everybody? I am back. Thank you for subscribing to this channel. I promised you guys a while ago that I would do a recap video, or not necessarily a recap video, but I'd give you an update on 75 Hard and how that went for me. And Ryler, who you all know and love, my nephew who shares my birthday, shout out to Ryler. Comment below that you love Ryler and you love me. Sorry, that's probably weird to ask you to comment that you love me. I'm not that insecure. You don't have to comment that, but you should comment that you love Ryler. But anyway, he actually brought it up. I was over at Brandon and Mindy's house, and Ryler brought it up to me. He said, "Hey, dude, you said on your channel that you were gonna do an update on 75 Hard, and you never did it." And so I thought, shoot, I'm letting my nephews down by not posting enough on this channel. So hopefully you guys like this little podcast setup I've got. Maybe not as exciting as watching all of their stuff. I'm going to eventually get more and more into these videos. I actually do have a girlfriend, as you probably know, or maybe gathered or guessed. But I have a girlfriend. She's amazing. I'll do an intro video about her. Comment below if you would like to see an intro video about my girlfriend. And maybe like the video. Give it a thumbs up here. I want to see if this video can get some traction. You know, my videos sometimes go really well, sometimes they don't go as well. And so I know that comments and likes help that. So if you want to see an intro video about my girlfriend, comment below, give it a thumbs up as well, and we'll make sure that happens, okay? Because we've been dating for a while now, and as you know, it's like you don't always want to like tell everybody everything because you don't know where it's going to go, and who knows? We're still, we're still not sure, but she's amazing, and so comment below if you'd like to see more about that. And I know you do, so comment. Okay, but let's talk today about 75 Hard. First off, shout out to Tripio. And if you're into sports, follow my sports podcast. It's going well. It's fun. I don't have a ton of subscribers. If you like sports, though, please check out STB Sports Take or Simply the Best Sports Podcast, because that's a fun thing I do. I do it every Monday. I do a sports podcast. So if you're into sports, NBA, NFL, share it with your friends, family, whoever you think might be into sports. I'd appreciate the help. But back to 75 Hard. So for those of you that don't know, here's what 75 Hard is. It's pretty cool. It's difficult. It's a program where for 75 straight days, no exceptions, no exceptions. Like, it doesn't matter if you're in the hospital. Like, you do not make exceptions to this program. If you do, then that means you simply failed and you start over. Period. End of story. So for 75 straight days, you do the following. You work out twice a day, but that's item number one. One of the workouts has to be outdoors. So you can go to the gym, and each workout has to be 45 minutes, and they need to be separated. So you can't just like work out for an hour and a half and count it as both workouts. You have to separate your workouts. And so I usually separated mine by, a couple of hours at least. But anyway, so one workout for 45 minutes, it can be indoors or outdoors, and then a second workout for 45 minutes that must be outdoors. So one is of your choosing, the other one must be outdoors. So you could do 2 outdoor workouts, but you can't do 2 indoor workouts, if that makes sense. So you have to do that. You have to read 10 pages every day, which I loved doing. In fact, back here, I'll go through some of the books. Let me go through some of the books that I read, by the way. Okay. Got them right here. So the first one I read was Atomic Habits. This is an amazing book. I would highly, highly recommend this book to anybody. It's maybe my favorite book I've ever read. That and How to Win Friends and Influence People. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Like, I put it up there. Like, this is such a good book about how to create and maintain real, true habits and like truly change your lifestyle and who you are and become who you want to be. I can't recommend this book enough. Please, you guys, if you haven't read it yet, check it out. Atomic Habits. It's incredible. Highly recommend. So that was the first one I read. The second one I read was this one here. It's called 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel. And this is, as it says right here, notes on startups or how to build the future. I thought this one was good. I didn't think it was spectacular, but it was really good about business, startups, things like that. How to do marketing, how to run a business. And for me, it was a really fun read because obviously I do a lot of startups and businesses. So I did like that one. That was the second book I read. Liked it. Wouldn't say that I necessarily loved it, but I did like it. The third book that I read, and keep in mind, guys, I used to be a reader when I was a kid. I would read quite a bit. I've always been very competitive. There was a kid in my elementary school. His name was Jonathan Todd. Shout out to Jonathan Todd. He was like a really good reader. He was a really good swimmer. And we were both like always competing. I don't know. Maybe this gets back to him 30 years later. But we were always competing, like who was the best, and like who could read the most and who could swim the fastest. And it was like we kind of traded places back and forth who was up there. But I loved reading as a kid. Even through high school, I loved reading, especially about sports. And then like as life gets busier, you just don't read as much. Well, in these 75 days of doing this program, I read more in the 75 days doing the program than I had read legitimately in the previous like probably 3 years. I'm not joking. Like 10 pages a day is nothing. Okay. So the next book I read, my mom gave me. You guys love Mana Jo. Shout out to her. Comment below how much you love her. She gave me this, Winners Never Cheat. She worked for Huntsman. John M. Huntsman wrote this, and she worked for him, as you know. This book's amazing. This is all about how even in difficult times, so it says right here, a self-made billionaire speaks out on honesty and in generosity. And it talks about how even in difficult times, this is a kind of a second addition to the book that he wrote. But even in like a depression or a recession, which we might be going into here, I don't know. Inflation's out like through the roof, crazy. So we don't know what's going to happen. But he talks about how like to get to the top, you can never sacrifice your integrity. And, he talks about how character is the difference between, truly successful, long-term, lasting, successful people and those who are temporarily successful. So he mentions how in this book, he talks about how there's 3 different types of people: the temporarily successful, the not successful, the unsuccessful, who just don't try hard enough. They don't care enough. It's not a big deal to them. And so they just, they kind of just go through life. The temporarily successful, they're the ones that work hard, but they might cut corners. They might like sacrifice their integrity in certain aspects. And then the long-term, long-lasting successful people. And he said, I'm convinced that the difference is their character. And I firmly believe that. I believe in karma. I believe that what goes around comes around. I believe that we reap what we sow. And this was a really good book. This is a billionaire. Again, Winners Never Cheat. Billionaire businessman who talks about how your word is your bond, and you need to always be doing good for other people. You need to be giving back. He's a philanthropist. He talks a lot about giving back and being generous with the things that you earn and make, and how good things will only come back to you anyway by doing that. So really love that one. The next one I read, Tim Grover. It's called Winning. And this one's amazing too. This was a really, really good book. So Tim Grover is actually, for those that don't know, he was the personal trainer for Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and Dwayne Wade. The guy has worked with some of the top athletes in the history of the NBA. In fact, right there, we just named the 3 greatest shooting guards of all time. I'm getting into sports a little bit for you now. But the 3 greatest shooting guards of all time are for sure Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade. And he was the personal trainer for all 3 of them. And the guy he's got so many great insights on how to just dominate life, how to like set goals, attack them, how to put in more time and effort, what it takes to truly be in that elite upper echelon of success in whatever it might be for you. Maybe it's at your personal job. Maybe it's in your relationship with your significant other. Maybe it's just in your own personal fitness goals of losing weight or something like that. But whatever it is, he talks about just really attacking it. He calls it the unforgiving race to greatness. The unforgiving race to greatness. It's an amazing, amazing book. I really, really loved it. I've actually met him before. Very nice guy. We've even interacted on Instagram. Very, very nice guy. The next one I read, which this will show you, I stopped 75 Hard and I've been slowly getting through this one, but it's called Giftology. And I met this guy at a Utah Jazz basketball game. We sat in the same suite. And it was kind of a little networking thing that I went to, and really, really good book. Very genius. So if you couldn't read that small part here, it says the art and science of using gifts to cut through the noise, increase referrals, and strengthen client retention. So obviously I read a lot of business books, self-help books, things like that. I like them. But those are the books that I read through 75 Hard. So you have to read 10 pages a day, and look at all that. Look at everything I got through in 2.5 months. Oh, geez. I'm going to drop all of them. But look at all this. Look at all these books. I can't even hold them all. I got through all of these in 2.5 months by just reading 10 pages a day. That's it. 10 pages a day. It wasn't anything crazy. It's 15 minutes a day. 15 minutes, no exceptions. Saturdays, Sundays, you name it. 15 pages or 15 minutes, 10 pages. That was it. So amazing thing. So again, you're working out indoors, you're working out outdoors, you're working out, you're reading 10 pages a day. You have to set a diet of some sort, and then stick to it. So the program, 75 Hard program, doesn't tell you what the diet has to be. It just has to be something that's significant to you, and you have to stick to it. No cheat days. So you can't say, hey, no, for instance, mine was no soda, right? So no soda meant no soda. Like, not that I can have it on Sundays or I can have it on Wednesdays or I can have like a glass a day. It was no soda. I also one of mine was, it was kind of vague, and I probably could have done better on this, but I just said, you know what? I want to be health-minded in all of my eating choices. And it did help a lot. Like, I was passing on cookies that I normally would have eaten. I was passing on candy and snacks and treats. No candy was another rule of mine. No French fries was a rule of mine. No soda was a rule of mine. And then just to be overall health conscious with my decision making. And so that was really good. So again, you have to stick to that. You can choose what you want it to be. Another one was no alcohol, which I don't drink anyway. So that one was really easy for me. That's another thing that is just for everybody. You can't drink any alcohol, period, during the 75 Hard program. The next thing you have to do is you have to take a progress picture every day. So you take a picture just of, it's kind of like embarrassing almost, but like I don't share them with many people. It was good for me to see, but just, that you've seen those shirtless pictures that guys take or girls take where they're just kind of like in their swimsuit essentially. So maybe not shirtless if you're a girl, but swimsuit picture. And you're just kind of like, hey, this is what I look like. And then like you take one every day and you get to see this slow progress that happens over time. So that was another thing you had to do was a progress picture. So let me make sure I'm not missing anything. The progress picture every day, the 10 pages of reading every day, and as nonfiction, by the way, nonfiction. So you couldn't read, I should have specified that. Harry Potter or something like that doesn't count. You had to read nonfiction stuff. So that's why I read a bunch of business books and things like that. That's what I'm interested in anyway. But that was the rules. No, nonfiction doesn't count. So no alcohol, progress picture, 10 pages nonfiction, outdoor workout for 45 minutes, other workout, indoor or outdoor for 45 minutes, no cheat meals, follow a diet of some sort. I think that's everything. Am I forgetting something? I think that was it. But it was really, really good, you guys. Like, I really, really enjoyed it. I was traveling so much during the time that we chose to do it. Like, me and my girlfriend did it, and I was traveling so much. And so it took a lot of effort on my part to finish it, because I'm in Hawaii I was in Hawaii, I think, for like 20 of the 75 days. I was in Baldface Lodge on my snowboarding excursion for 10 of the days. And there was just so many things where I was just away. But, snowboarding in Hawaii, it was really easy to actually get the 2 workouts in because I'm body surfing, I'm hiking, I'm snowboarding. So the workouts were easy. Then you just got to find time to read the pages. The progress picture is easy. I had to be conscious of the diet, especially when I had paid all this good money to stay at these nice lodges up in Canada. I was like having to pass on cookies and stuff, but it wasn't that big of a deal. I just passed on cookies and candy, and that was pretty much it. And soda. I didn't drink any soda either, but... And what's funny is I started drinking. Oh, I forgot. You have to drink a gallon of water every day. That's the other thing. I knew there was one more thing that was hard. The gallon of water every single day. So a gallon of water, this is 44 ounces. A gallon of water was 3 and like a third of these. It's a lot of water. It was not easy to drink a gallon of water. The key was to drink a ton early. So I would wake up and guzzle a full one of these. You can see how big it is. I mean, next to my head, it's huge. So I would drink a full one of these in the morning right off the bat. And then from there, I would just be drinking all day long. At the gym, I'd try and down another one of these at the gym every day. And so between those two things, just guzzling one quick in the morning, then guzzling another entire one at the gym, which was actually really easy to do. Then I only had one and a little bit left to go. And I could just do that kind of throughout the day at meals, things like that. But that was the other significant thing, is you had to drink a gallon of water every day. And it's crazy like how easy it was, like to just drink water every day and get used to drinking water and not drinking soda. Great habit that I've stuck with for the most part. I don't intend to drink a gallon of water all the time anymore because I had to pee a lot. And I also I learned to finish the full gallon at least 2 hours before I went to bed, because otherwise you'd be waking up 3-4 times in the night to have to go to the bathroom, which is not fun. But that was really, really good just to kind of like get your body full of like good, healthy fluids, right? So it's really good. I think the one thing I could have done better would have been a more specific diet. I was really good at like the none of these things, the no candy, no soda, no French fries, no alcohol, obviously was easy. I was really good at all those. And then I was pretty health conscious, passing on, the cookies and things like that. But I think I could have been more specific on like, hey, this many calories per day, and like keep heavy track of them, And I did kind of mentally keep track. I do meal prep, and I was trying to be healthy. So I still did good at that. I feel like I did great on everything else. I read 10 plus pages every single day. I drank the gallon every day. I did the 2 workouts every day. The one thing that was kind of, I did it. Like I passed the test, but I could have maybe excelled more would be the diet. But as far as the workouts go, a lot of people have asked me, what did you do for the workouts? So I go to the gym a lot. I really enjoy going to the gym and lifting weights. And for those of you that haven't done it much or feel intimidated by it or nervous about it or embarrassed, don't be. Everyone is there just trying to work out, and everyone admires people who go. And so if you're not in the best shape in the world, like don't feel like the gym's for in shape people, because that's just not the case. Like it's for people to get in shape and to stay in shape. And so you should go. So learn to lift weights. It's not hard. You get in a little routine. You can pick a program. You can just Google like, hey, like best weightlifting program for, and then enter your age, gender, weight. There's tons of programs out there that are actually free or dirt cheap. Most of them are free that you can find, where it just kind of teaches you like, oh, so what I do, just to give you an idea, I do a day of chest, right? So I just work out chest. I do bench press. I do incline bench press, which is where you're not laying flat back. You're laying at a little bit of an incline, kind of like in a lazy boy almost, and it kind of works your upper chest more. I do push-ups. I do flies, where like you're seated on a bench. You can either lay down on them, or there's one that's seated and it's a machine, and you just kind of bring the thing in, kind of like your arms are big wings, right? Like you're flying. So you just kind of bring those in and kind of squeeze in the middle. I do that. And then I do another form of incline where I am in that same kind of lazy boy position, and I put 2 dumbbells together and just do a bench press straight up, and it kind of works the upper inner part of your chest. And so that's a day that I do, is just all chest workouts, flat bench, incline bench, push-ups, flies. Sometimes I'll do cables and be pulling them up and in, bring the cables up and in. So, and then I do a day of arms where I'm doing tricep extensions, different variations of that. I'm doing different variations of curls. You can do reverse grip curls where you hold your hands like this instead of like this, and it kind of works a different part of the muscle. It kind of like makes your biceps a little bit wider, like instead of just taller, it makes them wider as well. Hammer strength curls, just all sorts of different arm workouts for triceps and biceps. And then I do a day of back, which would be like pull-ups, seated rows, the reverse flies. So now I'm going like this on that same machine. You can do on the bench where you kind of put you kneel on the bench and put a hand down. So now you're like kind of in like almost like you're kneeling on the bench, but you've got one leg with your foot on the ground, and then you are pulling up kind of a row, a seated row like that, where you're pulling up on the dumbbell. I do deadlifts, where a deadlift is where you just get a ton of weight, as much as you can do, and you just pick it up off the ground. You have good form. You squat down and you lift with your legs, but then also you're lifting with your lower back. And so it's a good lower back and leg workout. Deadlifts, I do that on back day. There's a lower back kind of extension machine that I do, or there's a machine you can lay on and just kind of lift your body, almost like a reverse sit-up where you're lifting your body up with your back muscles. That was a good one for back day. And then a shoulder day. So shoulders, you're doing military press where you're just going straight up like this. There's the flies again, where you're standing there and you just have a dumbbell and you come straight up out to the side like this. You can also come straight up in the front like this, to do like different parts of your deltoids, the sides, the front, the back, and you could do the reverse grip flies that I mentioned on back day. You could do those on a shoulder day as well. I did them on back day usually, but lots of different things you can do for shoulders. I would do shrugs, where you just hold a bunch of weight and you just are shrugging your shoulders up towards your ears like that. just like shrugging weight upwards. Upright row, where you are standing and pulling weight upwards like this towards your chin. Those were shoulder day workouts. And then every day I do 2 leg workouts. Most people do a leg day, and I've done that for years in the past. I found though that like I kind of like doing a little bit of legs every day. So on each of those days, after I was done with the main muscle group, again it was chest, back, arms, shoulders. Chest, back, arms, shoulders. And I would just rotate through those. And each of those days, I would do 2 leg workouts. So I would do leg press, which is just like it's kind of like it's similar to squats. I don't personally love squats. The squat bar kind of really hurts my shoulders. There's just things I don't love about squats. And so I personally choose to do leg press on a machine. But you're basically kind of seated again in kind of like a lazy boy type position. But now you're pushing out with your legs. Your feet are against this platform and you're pushing out, and you're moving your body and the weight back and forth using just your legs. It's a really good leg workout. I would do quad extensions, where you're seated on a bench and you have a machine where there's a pad that goes just on like your shin, kind of down towards your ankle, and there's weight on it, and you have to lift it up from your knee. And so from your knee, you're just lifting, all the weight is on on the front of your shin, and you're lifting it upwards from your knee. And so it's a very good quad workout. Hamstring curls are just the opposite. You lay on your you lay on your stomach, and there's a machine where you put the weight now on the back of your leg by your ankle, but it's on the back, and you're now curling it upwards at the knee for your hamstrings. There's lunges, a lunge is where you take a step and you go into a deep knee bend with one leg, and it kind of is a good leg and a glute workout. Calf raises or heel raises, where you stand on something and you're just going up on your tippy toes with weights, right? So you have a weight either on your shoulders, or maybe you're holding it, whatever works for you. There's a machine where I can put it on my shoulders with a good big pad, and I can just go up on my tippy toes and back down, up on my tippy toes and back down. So it's a good calf workout. There's a booty builder one where you literally are just kind of doing these upward hip thrusts with weight kind of on your waist, and you're laying down and you just are thrusting, kind of doing hip thrusts upwards. It's a little bit awkward to do at the gym, I'm not going to lie, but it's a great booty workout. So those are the things I did, and I would do 2 of those every day with the main muscle group. And then I would rotate through, and there'd be 1 or 2 days a week where I don't go to the gym at all, but I would still do my 2 workouts. Sometimes I would do pull-ups and push-ups and stuff like that at home. I would go on walks for my outdoor workout a lot. I would go snowboarding. I would go hiking a lot. I would go body surfing. I was in ocean places quite a bit during the time. We found different things to do, jogging, Stairmaster stuff indoors a lot as well. Just anything to kind of get the workouts in. But it was a lot of fun, you guys. Like, it was amazing. So the recap is this. Would I recommend it to everybody? Yes and no. Yes, because it's a great program to just get you on track with really good habits. No, because it's not the most sustainable thing. Like, you're not going to consistently be able to always do that every day of your life. Like, there are days where other things take priority. And there were times where I was like, man, this is a nuisance. I'm having to take a walk at 2 a.m., kind of thing, just to get this second workout in. But on the flip side of that, I'm really big on mental toughness. This is a mental toughness exercise. In fact, a lot of people look at it as like a physical type of program, a physical fitness program, and it's just not that. That's part of it, but it's only part of it. It's a mental toughness program to get through hard things, to push through difficult things, and to finish the race, And for me, I'm very, very glad I did it. It was something I kept hearing about other people doing, and I thought, you know what? I love a good challenge. This looks like a very worthwhile cause, and I'm going to do it. And so I did it from like mid-January through the end of March kind of thing, and I'm very glad I did. I definitely saw some good results in how I felt, moderately good results in how I looked. I don't think I had a huge change in how I looked, but there was a small change for the positive. But I felt much better. I felt healthier. My reading went skyrocketed. That was one of my favorite things, was the reading. It was really, really good. So I've continued a variation of it. I'm going to continue doing different things that are important to me and check a box each day. There's an app you can download. It's like $5 for the 75 Hard app. I definitely would recommend it because it was really easy to keep track of every single thing that you had to do to make sure that you got in the water, that you did the reading, that you did the outdoor workout, that you did the other workout, that you took a progress picture and kept your diet and things like that. So really, really good. I would recommend the program, but nevertheless, regardless of whether or not you do 75 hard or something else, do something, do something that pushes you to be the best version of yourself. That's something I can absolutely recommend to everybody, is choosing a program that works for you. So maybe you take 75 hard and you just alter some of the things. That's what I'm doing now, is I've just said, okay, I don't actually care to drink a full gallon of water every day. I did it because I wanted to prove to myself that I could for 75 straight days, and I did it. But I think drinking 3/4 of a gallon would be really good. And, different things where it's like just a slight variation of 75 hard. Maybe instead of doing a second workout, I say, okay, I have to do one workout a day for an hour instead of two for 45 minutes. I do one for a full hour, indoor or outdoor, I don't care. And then the second workout, I would change that to, get X, Y, or Z done for my job, for my business. So maybe it's makes 5 sales calls. Maybe it's work on Tripio app features for 30 minutes, or import more Tripio activities for an hour, something like that. So you can kind of alter it how you want, but I would highly recommend doing something. I think 75 hard is a great start for everybody because it will give you better physical fitness, and it will absolutely help you with your mind, your mental thing. I set timers on my physical or on my social media stuff, so I couldn't access Twitter or Instagram or whatever until I had finished other things that were more important to me, like 75 hard. So I loved it. It was fantastic. Again, I'm in pretty good shape. I'm not like some specimen, but I'm in pretty good shape. And so I didn't see it as like this huge physical fitness thing because I was already working out consistently anyway. But I did see a slight improvement there. But more than that, I just felt better. I loved the reading. And there was a lot of things that I came away from it just feeling like, man, I'm glad I did that. I conquered that. It was really good. So that's my update there. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll try and do more. Again, let me know if you want to learn about my girlfriend. All right, guys, I'll see you next time. Peace.